What's up, YouTube? Thought I'd make a video explaining our new bikes. So we went from riding beach cruiser type bikes, 3-speed beach cruisers, which were great for the weekends. Great for small jaunts, you know, like on a Saturday, Sunday, you go 3-4 miles, you know, maybe right up to the local pub or something. And it was perfect, you know what I mean? But as for long hauls, we've really started getting active into the sport of bicycling. And but for long hauls, it just wasn't cutting it. You know, you're burnt out after 4 or 5 miles on a beach cruiser, even with gears, especially as the hilly place that I live. Well, I really tried to start researching different bikes, and I kept coming to the conclusion, it's fine, I kept coming to the conclusion that it was either, sorry, I've got to walk here, so if the camera gets shaky, so I got to deal with my kid here. So I came to the conclusion, if it's, like, there's not a whole lot of info out there for people that don't necessarily want mountain bikes or don't want street bikes. Enough. Go ride your bike. So, sorry, bear with me here. So I just noticed that, like, when I go to the store, I see guys, if they didn't want a street bike, they'd buy a mountain bike. If they didn't want a mountain bike, they'd buy a street bike. Well, we needed something in between. You know what I mean? Like, I want something that I can ride on the street and something that I could ride on some crushed gravel. I also got to be able to pull my child along in a cart. So I knew a street bike wasn't going to cut it. I also didn't want a street bike because you're kind of hunkered over, you know what I mean? And I have a really bad back, and I really liked the cruiser position. I loved being laid back, set back, full upright. And that's just something that I wasn't really willing to compromise. And I didn't want the small tires. I can't go everywhere that I want to go on small tires. Like, if I want to go off-roading a little bit, I can't do that. And I didn't want a mountain bike because I didn't want knobby tires all the time, considering that 90% of the biking that I do is on the road. Also, the whole bent over position is that too. I mean, it's a little bit more laid back. You can stand them up a little bit, but not as much as I wanted. So I started looking into hybrid bikes, a nice cross between the two. And I tried to do a lot of research, and I just couldn't find anything. I couldn't find anything on hybrid bikes. I mean, there's a few things, a few reviews, and they tell you about them, like they're a great cross between street and mountain, but they don't go into detail of what it is that is so great about them. So I'd like to kind of touch on them, why we chose these bikes. We specifically chose the Verve 2s. They kind of talked to me about a cross rip, which is more of a commuter type bike, but the same thing is you're bent over, you know what I mean? You're hunkered over on a cross rip and all these other bikes that are commuter type bikes. Sure, they have the wider tires and everything else, which I go over, but I wanted an upright bike. I wanted to be more upright, so I went with the Verve 2s. If I'd have known that we were going to be riding this much, I might have went with the Verve 3s because hey, get up here. They are the gears are a little bit better, the tires are a little bit better. You can actually do the tubeless on them. But I'll show you what we got here. So we went ahead and went with the Verve 3s. Both of us did. She got the lady style, I got the men's. We went to A&B Cycle, which I love them guys, man. They actually measured our frame, they measured how tall we are, hooked us up with these bikes. Since then, of course, I've added handlebars, mirrors, you get seats, got these awesome lights. And I'll tell you why I would personally, if you're thinking about going with a hybrid bike, look at how wide these tires are. You know what I mean? Like, they're great for off-road, they're great for pavement, just a fantastic all-around bike. Okay, I do believe I've got 3 gears on the front and 8 on the back, which gives me plenty of power, plenty of hill climbing capabilities. This is the cart that we do tow behind our bikes. It is perfect for that. You know, I couldn't do that with a street bike. I could do it with a mountain bike, but I don't want to ride a mountain bike. Like I said, I don't want to be bent over all the time. Anyway. So here's why I would personally select, if you're going to go with a Verve, don't go with the Verve 1. Don't. There's a huge difference between the Verve 1 and the Verve 3. There's not a huge one between the Verve 2 and the Verve 3. So this bike runs about 550 bucks. Like I said, I've added some grips, I've added the mirror, we've added some lights, just some basic stuff. But the reason that I'm telling you to go with a Verve 2 and not a Verve 1, that they don't explain, is the stem. That stem right there is completely adjustable. That means it goes all the way forward and all the way back. If you want a more aggressive riding style, that stem will lean forward and put you in an aggressive style. If you want a more relaxed, you pull it all the way back, you're more kind of laid back in an upright style. The other thing I like about these stems is, I don't know, let me see if you can see this here. It has these quick mounts. This is for our phones. These lights are hard mounted on the actual stem, and that's something that's not offered on the Verve 1, only on the Verve 2 and Verve 3. So just that in general. If you want to save some money, buy in the Verve 1, and you know, because it's $100 less, think about what you might need later on, because you might really get into biking. You might really like to bike. These were our first really, really nice bikes, and I'm glad we went with the 2 because it took off. When we first bought these, we weren't for sure we were going to be doing 150 miles a month, 160 miles a month. We thought we'd maybe do the whole, 5-10 miles a week type thing. But they've been so nice and so comfortable and so great to ride that we really have been riding them a lot more. So I'm glad we went with the 2s, because when you start adding things like lights, and pretty soon you're going to want a phone mount, because there's great GPS apps out there that show you trails and how far you've ridden and how many calories you burned, and you're going to want your phone mounted right up there on top. Sure, you can get straps and stuff that strap your phone to it, but you want a cleaner looking bike. Trust me, you're just going to. So I just wanted to touch, because there's nothing out there. There's people like demoing them and kind of showing them and stuff, but they don't really talk about them. The bike's like 30 pounds. It's light as can be. And I think if you're looking introductory into like getting into really riding for fitness, or just a nice weekend ride, and you want a hybrid type of bicycle, go with the Trek Verve. I think Cannondale also makes one. I think it's the Adventure or something like that. But I highly, highly recommend, if you're getting back into bicycling and you want to do the ride around the neighborhood, but you also want the ability to kind of go off-road a little bit, go with a hybrid, go with a Trek, Verve 2 or 3. My stamp of approval. These things are awesome. Have any questions, please let me know. All right, shout out.